गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Dear friends, we are in the Bhashyam under the 6th Anuvaka of Brahmanandavalli of Taittiriya Upanishad. So we have been doing this Bhashyam for the last 4 classes or so. It is still there, maybe we may take 2 more classes, but we'll try to read fast. The subject was about So Kamayata Bahusyam Prajayeti. So that Atma or that Brahman willed, it desired or it willed. What type of desire was it? We saw Bahusyam, may I become many. Prajayeya, I will multiply, I will create, I will produce rather. Prajayeya, I will produce. What sort of Prajananam is it? And we saw in the last class that Prajananam is not as though you are producing your son and then the son is giving birth to some more children and those people, they again will beget some more children. It is not in that manner. But whatever, say the names and forms which were there in an unmanifested form in that Brahman, they became manifest. Nama Rupa Vyakaranam is Bahubhavanam. Bahubhavanam, that is becoming many, is nothing but the manifestation of hitherto unmanifested names and forms. So that is what we saw, Nama Rupa Vyakaranam. And Tadvarenaiva Atma Bahubhavati. It is only in that manner that we can interpret the Atma becoming many. So that is what we saw. Then after that we were also seeing the word Satapotapyata. He also meditated or he contemplated. What is the meaning of this tapas here? Tapa, as per the dhatu, tapa dhatu means tapa alochane. So that means what is the type of thinking he did? He or that Brahman. Brahman is not a person. The first point we have to always keep in mind is that we are not supposed to use the word he. So that Brahman, it is not as though a person sitting there with a mind and then it is with a thought and all that. There was some sort of thought process which went on in that consciousness, and in that some of the universal laws, some of the laws regulating the universe or cosmos or srushti or creation, whatever it is, those things they got evolved. As I was quoting from Purusha Sukta, Tani Dharmani Prathamanyasam, so like that. So those rules, those cosmic rules or functions which govern the whole cosmos, so those things they became clear in the mind. So something like that. So that is what we saw in the last line. Srujyamana jagadrachanadi vishayam alochanam akarod akarod atma ityarthaha. We read that line. Srujyamana, that is that which was being created. Jagadrachanadi, how to create this universe, how to constitute this thing. Rachana is constitution. How to constitute the whole thing. That vishayam alochanam, though the thought relating to that Atma did. So that is the point. Then we have to continue reading. Sa evam alochya tapastaptva pranikarmadi nimittanurupam idam sarvam jagat deshatah kalato namna rupena cha yathanubhavam sarvaih pranibhihi sarvavasthaihi anubhuyamanam Asrujata Srushtavan. So sa Atma, because Atma is in Pumlinga, we are using that word Atma, Saha pronoun. But then Atma is not different from Brahma, that we have to keep in mind. That Brahman, Alochya, having done this, this sort of meditation or contemplation, then he created the whole thing, which is constituted by Desha, Kala, Deshataha, Kalataha. By virtue of space and time, all these things are defined. Whatever we are seeing as created, these are all certain things which are manifesting and disappearing in time. Deshataha, Kalataha, and in a particular place. Manifest in Desha, Kala. So these are manifesting in a particular place, in a particular time, and then they are disappearing. They are being created, they are appearing and disappearing. So that sort of thing, Deshataha, Kalato, Namana, Rupenacha. There is a name and form. By means of a name and form, Namna, Rupenacha. This is again Tritiya Vibhakti. By means of a name and form, these are all appearing. Yathanubhavam, as being experienced, Yatha Anubhavam, as it is being experienced by all. By whom? Sarvaihi Pranibhihi Sarvavasthaihi. Sarvaihi Pranibhihi means by all beings. By all beings, not merely by a human being, but by all beings. Sarvavasthaihi. Sarvavasthaihi means in all the states. What are the states? For example, for that, of course, Vanamala Vyakhya explains that what is the meaning of Sarvavastha. Devatva, Manushyatva, Tiryaktva, Avasthaihi Ityarthaha, he says. So we need not think about Balya, Kaumara, Yavana. Avastha, normally we talk about childhood, youth, and then old age. We are not referring to that Avastha, but he is referring to Deva, Tiryak, Deva, Manushya, and Tiryak. You see, there are three types of, say, creation we envisage. That is, it's like the divine beings where the element of Sattva is more, or pure Sattva, that is divine beings. A mixture of Sattva, Rajas, Samas, etc., this is some sort of combination is Manushya. There is more of Tamo Guna which is there in, say, Tiryak Jantu. Tiryak means those which move, say, these are all the lower animals whose spine is parallel to the ground, that is called Tiryak. Tiryak means, say, across. Those the animals which move across, that is Tiryak. So all these Tiryak Jantus which have their spine parallel to the ground, they are called Tiryak Jantus. So these are called the lower animals, isn't it? So these lower animals, so these three avastha. So in all these three avasthas, by all these pranis, by all the beings, this whole world is perceived, this is seen. So all this thing, Anubhuyamanam, that which is being experienced, Anubhava is experience. Anubhuyamanam means that which is being experienced. All this thing, Asrujata means Sushtavan, that is, he created. So then what all did he create? Yadidam Kincha. So this Yadidam Kincha is again in the same mantra, in the text, the Upanishad text. Yadidam Kincha, Yatkincha idam avasishtam. Tadidam jagat sruštva. Kimakarodit yuchyate. Tadevam sruštam jagat. Anupravishaditi. Okay, this is the line. Tat sruštva tadeva anupravishat. So that is the line. So this is a headache for an Advaiti. Because any other person, it is not a headache. We were discussing in the earlier classes also. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeti satapastaptva he idam sarvam asrujata, etc. All these things, it is okay. Some God sitting there, some personal God, happily he is creating, he has given this, he has done that. All these things, it is okay. But then for an Advaiti who has defined the ultimate reality as Satyam Jnanam Anantam, person who has seen that the Brahman cannot be called a personal God or something like that. It has to be something of the nature of consciousness which is existing everywhere. So having defined that, how can you reconcile all these things? So the Anupravishati is a big problem. Yeah, prior to that I may comment on one thing. This Prani Karma, I missed this particular line. Prani Karma adi nimittanu rupam. I missed this particular word in the previous line. You see, satapastaptva prani karmadi nimittanu rupam idam sarvam jagat. So this whole universe and all the beings, how are they created? On what basis has he created? Somebody is created a king and somebody is created a pauper. Somebody is created with very great able body and then somebody is with some very either feeble body or some decrepit say type of body or some lame, deaf, dumb, etc. And there are so many disparities in the creation. So why should a person be created as good and another person as a cruel being? So all this disparity is there. So how to explain this disparity? In order to explain this disparity, Vedanta basically is a philosophical discussion, isn't it? In this philosophical discussion, we have also adopted one particular, we can say, belief of the existing religion maybe. That is how we have to understand. Because what is the difference between philosophy and religion? Philosophy is something which accepts no beliefs, isn't it? Religion is a pure belief system. Religion, it says it is a pure belief system. Okay, there is a God, or you do some good karma, you go to heaven, you do some bad karma, you go to hell. This is a belief system. It can't be proved. Whereas philosophy is something which is very clearly deliberated. There is no hanky-panky, there is no assumption in that. You discuss, you deliberate, you debate, and you arrive at something, the definition called Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam and all these things. So philosophy, Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, all other aspects, basically it is philosophy, but it has also monitored the religion in the interest of the society, in the interest of Loka Sangraha. In the interest of Loka Sangraha, it has also monitored the society and the dharma, the operation of dharma, etc. And then it has accepted this particular thing as a postulate. It is a postulate only. It is some postulation which is made by Vedanta. Prani karma nimitthanurupam. So depending on the prani karma, as per the prani karma, this creation is made. Depending on the karma, the person is say created. So that it, say either he is a man or a divine being or a lower animal. So in that form, say this creation is done for so many kalpas. So many kalpas means so many cycles. There are so many cycles of creation. It goes on and on and on. So all these cycles of creation we have seen in Gita Bhashyam and mainly in Gita Bhashyam. There is some small reference in other places also. So this prani karma is one postulation which is accepted in Vedanta, that we have to remember. Then yadidam kincha, now we will come to this anupravishat. Tadeva srushtam jagat anupravishat. So that particular world which has been created, that particular universe which has been created, he entered. Anupravishat. Anupravesha. Anu means following or behind, something like that. Pravesha, that is entering. So something has come into existence first and then you are entering. So that is it. Anupravesha. So here now we have to deliberate as to what sort of anupravesha is this. What sort of say entry is this. It says he created and then he entered. So it is like saying say aham bhuktva agatosmi. Bhuktva is tva pratyaya, tvantam. So tvantam is having done something, having eaten well. Samyak bhuktva agatosmi. I have eaten well and come to the class, let us say. So having eaten refers to me only. Agatosmi also refers to me only. So the same person has eaten and same person has come. So that is the point. So tas sruštva tadevanupravishat also should mean naturally, depending on the construction of that word, it has to mean he created something and having created he entered. So he who has created, he in his own natural form, like the same person, I ate some breakfast in the morning. So and I have come to the class, the same person. I have not left behind some other person. The same person has come to the class. Like that, tat sruštva tadevanupravishat also means the person who having created, in his own self, he has entered into something else. So that is what it should mean. So, but can we say so? If we say so, what are the problems? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 say situations which Shankaracharya analyzes. And all these situations you can't give this type of meaning. So you have to give some other type of meaning. So he comes to that conclusion. So here let us see. Tatra itat chintyam katham anupravishat. So tatra etat chintyam. Tatra itat chintyam is, tatra means in this context, etat chintyam. This has to be deliberated upon. This has to be discussed. This has to be seriously debated. What is that? Katham anupravishat. How did he enter? So that is it. Kim yas rashta sa tenaivatmana anupravishat uta anyena iti.
उत अन्येन इति
किं तावद् युक्तम्?
किं तावद् युक्तम्?
Okay, किं यः स्रष्टा, whoever is the creator, यः स्रष्टा, the person who has created, whoever has created, सः, the same gentleman, तेनैव आत्मना अनुप्राविशत्, in the same self, in the same self has he entered, or in how to interpret it? Uta anyena, or else means, uta means or else, anyena. Anyena means anyena atmana, in some other form. Has he entered himself in the same form, or has he entered in some other form? Say kim tavad yuktam, which is more appropriate? What is more appropriate to say? What is more rational and reasonable to say? Then, okay, one particular say explanation may be Tva pratyaya shravanad Yes rashta sayeva anupravishyaditi. So this is one option. This is one particular option. One, let us say Tva pratyaya shravanat, because of the use of this word Tva. Say tak tavatu nishtha, that is what they say, isn't it, in grammar. So tavat is there, Tva. So for that, because of that, pratyaya shravanat means because of this particular suffix, because of the use of this particular suffix, whoever has created, the same gentleman, whatever say being has created, the same being has entered. So that is what it should mean. Anupravishad iti. So that is what it should mean. So but it is not correct. So that is what is being said. Nanu na yuktam mrudvat chet karanam brahma tadatmakatvat karyasya. So the first possibility is being discussed. The first possibility is the same person who has created, he has entered. Then what are the implications? Nanu na yuktam, it can't be. Na yuktam, it cannot be appropriate, because mrudvat chet karanam brahma. Brahma mrudvat karanam chet. If Brahman is a karanam, a cause, just as in the case of clay, just as a clay is the cause for pot. You see, if you say that Brahma is the karanam for this jagat, just as the clay is the cause for the pot, what you say is, it is not possible. What you say is that entering in the same form is not possible, because he has already converted himself into that. He is not different from that. So that is what it is. Tadatmakatvat karyasya. Let us read that. Okay. Tadatmakatvat karyasya means karyasya, ghatasya, tadatmakatvat. It is not different from clay. Tadatmakatvat. So similarly, if Brahma is merely the upadana karanam, the material cause for this creation, and then he has created it and then he wants to enter, he is not different from that. So the whole universe has to be Brahman only. So that is it. So tadatmakatvat karyasya. Then karanam evahi karyatmana parinatam ityataha.
Karyatmana parinamate ataha.
Parinamate, what does it say? It doesn't matter. Parinatam ityataha. Parinamate, okay, parinaminchunu, it transforms. Parinatam means it has transformed. It doesn't matter much. Parinatam ityataha. Apravishte iva karyotpatte urdhvam पृथक् कारणस्य पुनः प्रवेशो अनुपपन्नः. Okay. Karanameva hi karyatmana parinatam. Because this karanam itself, this mrut itself is getting transformed into pot. Clay itself is getting transformed into pot. So similarly, Brahma itself has transformed into the world. So if that is so, ityataha apravishta iva, as though he has not already entered. Apravishta iva means as though he has not already entered. Karyotpattehe urdhvam, after having created. Urdhvam means later. Karyotpattehe urdhvam means utpattehe urdhvam. That is, after the effect has been created, afterwards, later, urdhvam is later, after that. Then pruthak karanasya punah praveshaha anupapannaha. Pruthak means separately. You have already transformed yourself into something, and then again, where is your original self? It is no longer there. So pruthak karanasya punah praveshaha. This karanam again trying to enter, it is just not reasonable. It doesn't stand to logic. Anupapannaha means it doesn't stand to logic, it doesn't fit in. That argument doesn't fit in. Nahi
नहि
ghata parinama vyatirekena
घटपरिणामव्यतिरेकेण
mrudo ghate praveshosti.
मृदो घटे प्रवेशोऽस्ति.
So, okay, ghata parinama vyatirekena. Apart from becoming a ghatam. You see, what is the change we are seeing in the clay? Clay is becoming ghatam. So, apart from becoming ghatam, there is no other pravesha. It is merely becoming a ghatam. That's all. There is no other anupravesha. So, nahi ghata parinama vyatirekena. Apart from getting transformed as a ghatam, apart from that, mrudaha ghate praveshaha nasti. That na has to be applied there. Mrudaha, for the clay, ghate praveshaha nasti. There is no further entry apart from getting itself transformed into that thing, becoming a ghatam. Then yatha ghate,
यथा घटे
where is this? Yatha ghate, churnatmana mrudo anupraveshaha
चूर्णात्मना मृदो अनुप्रवेशः
एवं अन्येनात्मना
एवं अन्येनात्मना
नामरूपकार्ये अनुप्रवेशः आत्मनः इति चेत्
नामरूपकार्ये अनुप्रवेशः आत्मनः इति चेत्
श्रुत्यन्तराच्च
श्रुत्यन्तराच्च
अनेन जीवेनात्मना अनुप्रविश्य इति
अनेन जीवेनात्मना
अनुप्रविश्य इति. So up to this point is another type of argument, the second possibility. The second possibility is, okay, this ghata, this clay, it has become powder, and in the form of the powder it has entered ghata. In the form of powder, shurnatmana, shurnam is powder. Clay has become powder, and in the form of powder it has entered. So that means there is some sort of intermediate thing called powder. So has Brahman done like this? Has Brahman done like this? Because there is some Shruti which also says, Anena Jivenatmana Anupravishya, in the form of Jiva. In the form of Jiva, I have entered. So that is what the Chandogya Upanishad says. Can it be said so? So let us read, see the line. Yatha ghate, in ghatam. Ghata means in the ghatam. Churnatmana murdaha anupraveshaha. Churnatmana, in the form of churnam, in the form of dust. Then mrudaha anupraveshaha, entering of clay into the ghatam in the form of churnam, in the form of dust or powder. Evam anyena atmana namarupa karye anupraveshaha atmanaha. In the same manner, anyena atmana, in some other form. Anyena atmana means in some other form. This Brahman has entered this universe. This Brahman has entered in this universe and created this Namarupa, etc. Namarupa, Anyena Atmana, Namarupa Karye Anupraveshaha Atmanaha. This Karyam which is having a name and form, it is being filled by Brahman in some other form. He has come in some other form, like this Mrutta is becoming a powder and then becoming like that. So various possibilities. Some Purvapakshi keeps on saying, why can't we think like this? Why can't we do like this? The Anupravesha has to be explained. So that is the point. So Namarupakariye Anupravesha Atmana iti chet, and he is also quoting the same Purvapaksha is being elaborated. Shrutyantaracha, because the Shrutyantaram also is saying Anena Jivena Atmana Anupravishya. So that Shruti is not saying Brahma himself has entered, Atma itself has entered. It is not saying. It is saying Jivena Atmana, in the form of Jiva I am entering. So there, depending on the context, slightly separate meaning has to be taken in a different level for that particular level, say, phrase. So it should not be taken here out of context and then it can't be quoted here saying that Brahma has become something else and then entered. Just as, say, the Mrut is becoming a Churnam and then entering Ghatam. So you can't say like that. So that is what the Siddhanti points out. Siddhanti says, Naivam Yuktam Ekatvat Brahmanaha. So Brahma is one entity, that's all. There cannot be any powder, there cannot be any change, there cannot be any vikara, any transformation, any distortion or any modification in that. It is one and the same. Ekat Brahman alone is there. Ekatvat Brahmanaha. Mrudatmanastu Anekatvat Savayavatvacha Yukto Ghate Yuktaha Ghate Mrudaha Churnatmana Anupraveshaha. Okay, Mrudatmanastu. But in the case of Mrut, Mrudatmanah tu, in the case of Mrut, in the case of the self, or in the case of, if you see the nature of this clay, it is characterized by Anekatvat. Anekatva means it is basically delimited. It is having some dimensions. It is there are several ghatas. There are several pieces of Mrut, and then there are several pieces of clay. So Anekatvat. Then Savayavatvacha. It is also having avayava. Mrud also is having avayava. Ghata is also having avayava. Isn't it? Ghata, there is a sort of neck to that. There is some sort of body, and everything is there. Savayavatvacha. So it has got a sort of, it is delimited, number one, and it is having a definite form. And then because of that, Yuktaha means it is appropriate. It is proper to say Ghataha, Ghate, Mrudaha Churnatmana Anupraveshaha. So Churnatmana, if you say that this clay has entered this Ghata in the form of Churnam or in the form of powder, it okay. It may be okay in the case of that example. But that example is not suitable here. That example, it can't work here. It is not valid here because Brahman is totally different. Then Mrudaschurnasya Apravishta Deshavatvacha Deshavatvacha also is okay. Mrudaschurnasya means that there are so many other ghatas. There is so much of empty space in the whole universe where this clay has not entered into this clay has not become dust, or this clay has not become pots. Because what he is saying is, in this particular case cannot be applied to Brahman, which is all pervading. This Mrut and Ghatam, etc., these are all Savayavi. This is something which is limited. There is any amount of space which is vacant, any amount of space which is empty, where this Mrutchurnam is not already there. So that is what? Mrudaschurnasya. That is for the Mrutchurna, for the clay powder, let us say, for the clay powder, Aparavishta Deshavatvacha. There is a lot of space wherein it has not entered. Aparavishta means where it has not entered. Aparavishta Desham. Pravesha, entering. Pravishta is entered. Apravishta means not entered. Apravishta Desham means a place which it has not already entered. A place which it has not already entered. In the case of clay, you can show any number of places where it has not already entered. So that is it. Dust has not many places where it has not entered already. Dust has got several other places where it has not entered already. So Mrudaschurnasya Apravishta Deshavatvacha. So in the case of clay, that example cannot apply here. So Natu Atmanaha Ekatve Sati Niravayavatvad Apravishta Deshabhavacha Praveshaha Upapadyate. So Natu Atmanaha. But in the case of Atma, you can't say like that. Why? Because Ekatve Sati, while being one, it is one and one alone which is existing. Apart from Brahman, there is nothing else. Natu Ekatve Sati. Niravayavatvat, it doesn't have avayavas, it doesn't have any limbs. Then Apravishta Desha Abhavacha, there is no place which is not already, enter. Here we have to use that word entered, which is not already entered by Brahman, which means there is no place where it is not pervaded. This consciousness which is existing is all pervading. So there is no place where it has not already entered. It is there everywhere. So that is it. Apravishta Desha Abhavacha. Then Na Pravesha Upapadyate. This Na has to be brought here. Natu Atmanaha Ekatve Sati. That Na has to be applied here. Na Pravesha Upapadyate. That means this Pravesha, entering into some place, it does not stand to logic. Na Upapadyate. It is not reasonable, it is not appropriate, doesn't stand to logic. And then Katham Tarhi Pravesha Syat. Then how will you explain this Pravesha? Yuktascha Praveshaha Shrutatvat Tadeva Anupravishaditi. So how are you going to explain? Katham Tarhi Pravesha. Then how are you going to explain this Pravesha? Yuktascha pravesha. This pravesha has to be accepted. Why? Shrutatvat, because the Shruti is saying about, the Shruti says about things which are beyond our senses. Something which is beyond our senses, beyond the perception of, beyond the knowledge of our senses. Shruti is the pramana in all those cases. In all the things which are beyond our senses, Shruti is the pramana, isn't it? So from that point of view, Shruti is saying, Shrutatvat, Tadeva anupravishaditi. The Shruti is saying, Tadeva anupravishad, that itself has entered. So we have to explain it somehow. Then one more possibility is there, the third possibility. The first possibility, the second possibility, okay, we need not repeat. The third possibility is this. Savayavam evastu astu tarhi.
Savayavam evastu tarhi.
Savayavatvat.
Savayavatvat.
Mukhe hastapraveshavat.
Mukhe hastapraveshavat.
Namarupakarye.
Namarupakarye.
Jivatmana anupravesho yuktayeveti shet. Jivatmana anupravesho yuktayeveti shet. So up to this point is Purvasha. So if you say that, what is this? Savayava mevastu. Okay, you are saying Brahma is Savayava, Savayavi, etc., etc. Niravayavi, etc. Why don't you say it is Brahma itself is Savayavi? Why don't you say that there is a personal God and whatnot? There is a personal God sitting there with a man, with a person who is having dimensions, who is having some definite shape, etc. So if that is so, astu tarhi, why can't we say that Savayavatvat, because it is Savayavam, because this Brahman is something which is Savayavam, Mukhe hasta praveshavat. So like you put your hand in the mouth while you eating, Mukhe hasta praveshavat. Mukha means mouth. Mukha is mouth. Mukha means two things in Sanskrit. One is face and one is mouth. Mukhe hasta pravesha means you put your hand in the mouth. When eating, you put your hand in the mouth. So Mukhe hasta praveshavat, like you put your hand in the mouth, anupravesha is quite okay, because that is Savayavi. Once that is Savayavi, there is the Savayavi can enter some other place. So why can't we say like that? So that is the thing. And also hasta praveshavat namarupa karye jivatmana anupraveshaha yuktaha. So this karyam is there, this namarupa karyam. So this namarupa karyam is there, and then this thing is entering in the form of jivatma. So this Ishvara Brahman, so in the form of jivatma, he is entering. Why don't you say like that? Anupraveshaha yuktayeva iti shet na. Ashunyatvat. Nahi karyatmana parinatasya. Namarupakarya desha vyatirekena. Atmashunyah pradeshosti. Yam pravishet jivatmana. So if somebody has to enter into something else, there should be some place. If something has to end, if see, you can put your hand in the mouth because in the mouth there is place. So, but here in the case of Atma, Ashunyatvat. Ashunyatvat means there is no place where it is not already entered. There is no void at all. Ashunyatvat, there is no void at all. There is no shunya at all. There is no place where it has not already entered. So that is it. There is no gap which is to be filled. If there is a gap to be filled, okay, you enter. If there is a place to enter, you enter. But the Brahman has no place in the sense, it is already pervaded. Ashunyatvat. Nahi karyatmana parinatasya namarupa karyadesha vyatirekena. So apart from this namarupa vyatirekena means apart from vyatirekena. Whenever it comes, that is apart from. Namarupa vyatirekena means apart from this name and form. Karyatmana parinatam. You see, this Brahman has somehow, it is say karyatmana parinatam. This nama, rupa, whatever name and form which you are seeing, they are all karya. Karya means effect. These are all the effects of that Brahma only. So something which has already formed, there is no other place, because everywhere this thing is there. Name and form, everywhere it is there, and there is no atmashunya pradesha. Nama rupa vyatirekena. Na atmashunya pradeshosti. There is no other place where Atman is not already there. Yam pravishet jivatmana. If that were to be there, this Atma will enter it in the form of Jivatma. But there is no such place where it can enter. So that is the point. Yam pravishet means which it may be able to enter. If there were to be a place, it will enter. There is no vacancy in which it can enter. So that is what it means. Yam pravishet means there is no vacancy in which it can enter. There is no shunya. There is no void where it can enter because Atma is already all pervading. So then, okay, this third option also is over. So the fourth possibility is Karanameva chet pravishet
कारणमेव चेत् प्रविशेत्
Jivatmatvam jahyad
जीवात्मत्वं जिह्यात्
यथा घटो मृत्प्रवेशे घटत्वं जहाति
यथा घटो मृत्प्रवेशे घटत्वं जहाति
तदेवानुप्राविशत् इति च
तदेशानुप्राविशत्
इति च श्रुतेः न कारणानुप्रवेशो युक्तः.
न कारणानुप्रवेशो युक्तः.
So this possibility, he says, tadeva anupravishat. In this thing, say karanameva chet pravishet jivatmatvam jahyat. So he says in this word called tadeva anupravishat, we have been taking the meaning as tat means Brahma, anupravishat, Brahma is entering something. Instead of using that word or referring that word to Brahma, why can't you take it to Jiva? So that is what it means. Why can't you say that tat, the word tat refers to Jiva itself? So that's what Anandagiri writes. Karana paramarshakena tachabdena karyam upalakshya. Anandagiri has explained it, so otherwise it will be difficult to explain that line. Karana paramarshakena tachabdena. That tat shabda refers to Karanam. Karanam means that Brahma. So instead of that, karyam upalakshya. So you are referring to the karyam which is, say, the Namarupa. Karyam upalakshya means referring to Namarupa or Karyatma or Jivatma, whatever you say. So instead of saying that Brahman has entered into Jivatma, why don't you say that Jivatma itself has entered into Karya, say Karanam? Jivatma itself has entered into something else and then it has lost its own self. Jivatma, when it merges into, say, Paramatma, it has lost its own self. So why don't you say that Tadeva anupravishat? So that is what is the point here. Nahi karyat, nahi, you see, Jiva entering Brahman and then it loses its Jivatva. It loses its Jivatva, it loses its status of Jiva. So the effect entering the cause. It is not the cause entering the effect, it is the effect entering the cause. So that is what the Purvapakshi or somebody who is pointing out a possibility. He says, so it loses its shape and also it loses its, the self itself. So here, Karanameva chet pravishet, Jivatmatvam jahyat. So this Jiva, its own self jahyat. Jahyat means it leaves, it discards, it abandons. It leaves, it discards, jahi, ha dhatu. Say jahyat, it gives up its original shape and then it becomes the Karanam itself. It merges in Karanam. So that is what it says. Yatha ghato mrutpraveshe ghatatvam jahati. So like the pot, it is broken or it is made into a pulp and then it becomes mrut. Ghatam, after breaking into total pulp, it becomes mrut only. Into total powder and then say in that original, it again becomes clay. So it becomes mrut. So that means it has lost its origin, its personality, it has lost its self. Is it okay? Karanameva. You see, earlier we have been explaining Tadeva anupravishat, Tat means Brahma. So here, why don't you say that Tat refers to Jiva and then Jiva himself is anupravesha, he is doing anupravesha. Jiva, instead of Tat referring to Brahma, Tat will refer to Jiva and Jiva is doing anupravesha. That is what he says. Is it clear?
Yeah. No, actually Bahusyam. Before that Bahusyam is there, no?
Bahusyam was earlier explained. But then for this particular line, Tadevanu Pravishat, for this particular line, so that is why, because Bahusyam is there only, this particular explanation cannot be accepted. The proposal which now somebody is giving, this proposal cannot be accepted. So that is the point. So the argument of this particular, or rather proposal of this particular person, you can't even say Purvapakshi. We are just deliberating on this. What sort of anupravesha is it? So he is saying, okay, instead of saying that Karanam has entered the cause, Karanam has entered the effect, cause has entered the effect, we will say that effect has entered the cause and then lost its personality. Like the ghata gets broken and then it becomes clay. Likewise, Jivatma merges into, say, Brahma or Atma. So that is what it says. Jivatmatvam jahyat. It leaves or it abandons its Jivatmatvam and then it becomes, say, the Atma itself. So then, Tadevanupravishaditi cha shrutehe na karananupravesho yuktaha. So, you see, it is not possible. Na karananupraveshaha. Karanam can enter a, say, effect. The cause can enter an effect, but effect cannot enter a cause. So that is the point. So you cannot give that argument also. So that is the point. So Tat refers to Brahma only. Tat cannot refer to Jiva. So that is what is the answer. Then another possibility, the fifth possibility is Karyantarameva syaditi chet
Karyantarameva syaditi chet
Tadevanupravishaditi
Tadeshanupravishaditi
Tadevanupravishaditi
Tadevanupravishaditi
Jivatma Rupam Karyam
Jivatma Rupam Karyam
Nama Rupa Parinatam
Nama Rupa Parinatam
Karyantarameva Apadyate iti chet na.
Karyantarameva Apadyate iti chet
Na. Okay. So Karyantarameva syat. This again is a difficult thing. Karyantaram. You see, here Jiva or Namarupa is one Karyam, isn't it? This Namarupa Karyam is entering some other Namarupa Karyam. That is another way of explaining it. Tadeva Anupravishat. So because something which is Niravayavi cannot enter into something else. So what is the Savayavi that is available here? The Savayavi that is available here is the object which is in front of you, something which is available, Jivatma or anything which is having a Namarupa. So this which is having a Namarupa is entering into something else. So that is what he says. You see, Karyantarameva syad. Let Jiva be totally different from Brahma. That is what is the basic assumption. Jiva is totally different from Brahma. And then this Jivatma is Jiva or Namarupa is entering some other Namarupa. So that is it. This Namarupa is becoming or entering some other Namarupa. Karyantarameva syaditi chet Tadeva anupravishad iti Jivatma Rupam Karyam. So this Karyam which is of the nature of Jivatma. This Karyam is this effect which is of the nature of Jivatma. Namarupa Parinatam means which has already got transformed in the form of into name and form. This original thing which has become a name and form, isn't it? And that Karyantarameva Apadyate. It is becoming something else. This Jiva is becoming something else. Or this Jiva is entering something else. So why can't we say like that? Iti chet na. You cannot say that this Jiva entering into something else. Here the notes is Karyantarameva. So this Brahman is, so the Jiva is entering into some other Jiva. Shruti is saying that Jiva is not the body-mind complex, so he is different from the body-mind complex. Okay. Karyantarameva apadyate. So this proposition, did you understand?
Yes.
Jiva entering into some other Jiva. It cannot be so. That is what he says. Virodhat.
Virodhat.
Nahi ghato ghatantaram apadyate.
Nahi ghato ghatantaram apadyate.
Vyatireka shruti virodhacha.
Vyatireka shruti virodhacha.
जीवस्य नामरूपकार्य व्यतिरेकानुवादिन्यः श्रुतयः विरुध्येरन्. Okay. So he says virodhat. So it contradicts the scripture. Virodhat means because it contradicts the scriptural saying. What is it? Nahi ghataha ghatantaram apadyate. One particular part will not enter into some other part. So similarly, something which is a Jivatma cannot enter into some other Jivatma, or one particular entity called Namarupa cannot enter into another entity called Namarupa. So Vyatireka Shruti Virodhacha. It also contradicts that Vyatireka Shruti. So what is that Vyatireka Shruti? He is explaining. Vyatireka Shruti means a Shruti which contradicts this. What is that Shruti? Jivasya Namarupa Karya Vyatireka Anuvadinyaha. The Shrutis which say that Jiva is something which is not different from this Namarupa. Which is different. Jiva is something which is different from this Namarupa. Jivasya Namarupa Karya Vyatireka Anuvadinyaha Shrutayaha. Shrutis which propound, Shrutis which say that Jiva is not merely the body-mind complex. There are lot many Shrutis which say that Jiva is not the body-mind complex. Body-mind complex is only an Upadhi. So all those things, they will be contradicted. If you say that one Ghatam is entering into another Ghatam, etc., etc., so this Jiva is only some sort of Upadhi. And Nama Rupa Karya Vyatirekanuvadiniha, these Shrutis which say that Jiva is different from body-mind complex. So such Shrutis, they are contradicted. If you put up this proposition, if you put forth this proposition, those Shrutis will get contradicted. So those Shrutis which say that this Jiva is, which is different from the body-mind complex, there Vanamalakara he is also explaining, because he is explaining that Jiva has got some child, Jiva goes through various stages. That is, he goes through some childhood, he goes through youth, he goes through old age, etc. But in all these things, but the Jiva Bhava, the notion of that self, it does not change. So in all this Avasthatraya is only for being, say, the body-mind complex. The childhood, etc., and various changes in the body are only for the, say, body-mind only, and not for the Jiva. So the Shruti is very clearly saying that Jiva is not the body-mind complex. So that is the thing. Then Shrutayaha Viruddhyeran. Viruddhyeran means they would contradict. Viruddhyeran, Viruddhyeta, Viruddhyeran. So that is, those Shrutis will be contradicted. Then some more implication is there. Some more implication is there if you say that. If you say that Jiva is entering into something else, etc., there is one more implication. Apart from contradicting these Shrutis, there is some more implication. What is that? Tadapattau moksha asambhavacha. So then moksha will become impossible. Because if you say that Jiva is something which is real, if you say that Jiva is something which is body-mind complex, and then this is something which is finite, and Jiva is something which is different from Brahma, if you clearly postulate that Jiva is something which is different from Brahma, then there is no possibility of moksha. Because the very nature of Jiva is that he is different from Brahma. If he is totally different from, if the very nature is like that, how can he change his nature? The nature cannot be changed. The nature cannot be changed. He may go to heaven and then he may be doing bhajana of some god or whatever it is, but he cannot become Brahma, isn't it? So Jiva, if you say that he is different from Brahma, and if you say that Jiva is only this body-mind complex, etc., then there is no possibility of moksha. See, you are seeking moksha, you are seeking liberation from the body-mind complex only. So that is why the Shruti is quoting about, say, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha. It is very gradually rejecting that you are not the body, you are not the prana, you are not the mind, you are not the Vijnana, etc., etc. It is slowly rejecting. So, but then if you say, if you identify Jiva with this body-mind complex, then what will happen? There is no possibility of moksha itself. And you are tying yourself to some place from where you want to be liberated. You want to be liberated from one particular place, but you are tying yourself to that place. So that's what Shankaracharya is going to say. You see, tadapattau moksha asambhavacha. Nahi yato muchyamanaha tadeva apadyate. Nahi shrunkhalapattihi baddhasya taskaradehe. Okay, he is giving an example. So a prisoner, or rather a person who is already bound, baddhasya taskaradehe, a person who is, taskara means a thief. Suppose we visualize a thief or somebody who is already bound. And then there is no need for further inviting some more, say, fetters. There is no need for inviting some more fetters and then chain himself in greater fetters. There is no point. So, nahi yato muchyamanaha. So, he wants to be freed from something. Muchyamanaha means being freed, being liberated from one particular status. And then a person who seeks liberation from a particular status, he doesn't attain the same status. You see, Jivatvam is not something, Jiva does not mean body-mind complex. If Jiva were to be the body-mind complex only, then there is no possibility of moksha at all, because forever he is bound there only. He cannot leave his, say, nature. So, because our Siddhanta says, Jiva is not the body-mind complex, Jiva is nothing different from Brahma. He only, because of ignorance, he is thinking that he is Jiva. So that is what the ultimate doctrine says. But if the doctrine is that Jiva is totally different, then there is no possibility. By definition, there cannot be a moksha. He can only go to some, say, happy place called heaven. He may be doing some bhajan, etc. But it cannot be equated with what we call moksha. Nahi yato muchyamana tadeva apadyate means a person who wants to be freed from a particular level. You can't say that he is attaining the same level. He wants to be freed from that level. A prisoner, a person who is bound, he wants to be freed from that level. Instead of that, you can't say that he is again inviting some more fetters on himself. Shrunkhala pattihi. Shrunkhala means what we call sankala. Shrunkhala is the same as sankala in Telugu. Chains or fetters, shackles, whatever you say. So shrunkhala pattihi. A person will not tie himself in shackles when he wants to be freed. He himself wants to be freed, but he is tying himself in shackles. Then another possibility. So we have seen 5 possibilities so far. There is another 6th possibility also he is saying. Bahyantar bhedena parinatamiti chet. He is again explaining. Tadeva karanam brahma sharirad tadantar jivatmana adheyatvena cha parinatamiti chet na parinatamiti chet purvapaksha. So vahyantar bhedena parinatamiti chet, that is sangraha vakya. That is okay, we say that the same Brahman, it has changed itself into 2 shapes, that is, one is outer and one is inner. So tadeva anupravishat, we have to somehow show that something has entered something. So for that, the same Brahman, it has transformed itself into 2 things. One is bahya and one is antara. Bahya is the body, say this body, gross body, and antara is that jivatma. So this body becomes the adhara. Adhara means the support. And then this adheya, this jivatma becomes the adheya. That which is supported is adheya. I have, suppose, this pencil in my hand. My hand is the support, adhara. And this pencil is something which is held. This is adheya. So adhara, adheya bhavam. Or otherwise bahya abhyantara bheda. Bahya abhyantara, say paradigm or bahya abhyantara situation, let us say. Bahyam is external, abhyantara is internal. Bahya abhyantara bhedena parinatam. This Brahma itself has changed itself in that form, let us say. How he is explaining? Tadeva karanam Brahma, the same Brahma which is the cause for all this. Sharirad yadharatvena. Sharira, etc. means the whole gross body. Sharira, mamsa, asti, mamsa, majja, etc. All these things. Adharatvena. Tadantaha jivatmana adheyatvena. Tadantaha means inside it. Tadantaha jivatmana, by becoming a jivatma, it is becoming the adheya, that which is supported. So there is a body which is there is a jivatma which is inside. Why can't you say like that? Jivatmana adheyatvena cha parinatam. So it has transformed itself. If you say that, no, na. Bahishtasya praveshopapattehe.
Bahishtasya anupraveshah syat. Bahishtasya praveshopapattehe.
Okay, bahishtasya means, bahishta means that which is staying outside. Bahihi stha. Bahihi plus stha becomes bahishta. Sandhi, because of sandhi, bahishta it becomes. That is something which is outside. You see, you can talk about entry for something which is outside. You can talk about the entry into a place arises in the case of something which is outside only. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Entry is possible for something which is located outside. Bahishtasya, praveshasya, praveshasya upapatti. That means it stands to logic. It stands to logic if you say that something which is outside enters inside. Nahi yo yasya antasthaha sayeva tat pravishta uchyate. Sayeva tat pravishta uchyate. Bahishtasya anupraveshasyat pravesha shabdarthasya evam drushtatvat. Shabdarthasya evam drushtatvat. Yatha gruham krutva pravishaditi.
यथा गृहं कृत्वा प्राविशदिति.
So what this thing called this Brahma dividing into two things and then that also is not appropriate, because it is only when something is there outside then possibility is inside, the entering inside is there. But then already this Brahman has divided itself into two, there is one Adhara, there is one Adheya. Then where is the question of entering? It is already there inside. When it is already there inside, nahi yo yasya antasthaha, that which is already there inside. Yo yasya antasthaha. So that which is already inside something else, you can't say that again that is entering. It is already there. When it is already there, where is the question of entering again? Yo yasya antasthaha, for that which is inside something else. Tade sayeva tat pravishtaha. The same thing has entered it. How can you say like that? Bahishthasya, because the word, what do the words say? Bahishthasya anupravesha syat. Anupravesha means entering into something happens in the case of something which is located outside. Then pravesha shabdarthasya evam drushtatvat. The word pravesha means the same. The word pravesha means pravishati. Visha, pravisha. That is something which is not out, not inside, it will enter. So pravesha shabdarthasya. The shabdartha, that means the meaning of the word, it very, very clearly indicates that. Yatha gruham krutva pravishaditi. Somebody builds a house. Gruham krutva means having built a house, he entered. So that is how it is. Then that also is not possible. Then how to explain it? Then another man says, Jalasuryakadi pratibimbavat pravesha syaditi chet.
Jalasuryakadi pratibimbavat pravesha syaditi chet.
Na. Aparichinnatvad amurtatvacha. So there is another man who is coming slightly close to Siddhanta. He is saying Jalasuryakadi pratibimbavat pravesha syad. Like Jalasureka Pratibimbo, we know, because this sun is there and then the sun's image is there in hundreds and hundreds of receptacles you can have, thousands of receptacles you can have. So Jalasuryaka means the Surya or sun or the image of the sun which is caught in a receptacle, in a say in a vessel, water vessel or something like that. So like that, Pratibimbavat Pravesha, like that Pratibimba, like that image, we can say that it has entered. Why can't we say like that? Iti Shet? Na. Because this is also a limited example. Because we have seen in other Kathopanishad, for example, Yatha Surya, Ekaiva Surya, Jagat Chakshuhu. So one being, he illumines all. So that is an example only. That is an example. And then the limitations of that example we are now seeing. Because Surya is something which is a limited object. A limited object. That limited object, that image is seen here. Surya or Chandra, they are limited objects. So because of their limited nature only, we are seeing the thing. So there, the Drishtanta is basically given to explain that the same Atma, the same consciousness is reflected in the the Antahkarana. The same Atma is, the same intelligence is there, all pervading. That is the one which is illumining all Antahkaranas.
Equally.
Which has pervaded all antahkaranas. So that is what is the sense there. But it should not be taken to mean that it has entered in the form of pratibimba. It is not as though some pratibimba has entered. So that is the point here. So Jalasuryakadi pratibimbat pradesheti chet aparichinnatvad amurtatvacha. Because Brahma is something which is aparichinnam. Aparichinnam is, it has no particular paricheda. It has no particular dimension. Paricheda means a dimension. A division. Parichinna means having dimension or having a say particular shape. So this is aparichinna. It is not having any dimension. It is something which is unlimited. Aparichinna is not delimited. It is something which is infinite. And then aparichinnatvat amurtatvacha. It is something which is it is not having a shape. Murta means having a form. Amurta is not having a form. So this is something which is all pervading and it has no form as it is. So if it is something which has got a shape and form like the sun, then you can talk about say an image getting caught. But here it is not like that. Amurtatvacha parichinnasya murtasya
परिच्छिन्नस्य मूर्तस्य
अन्यस्य अन्यत्र
अन्यस्य अन्यत्र
प्रसादस्वभावके जलादौ
प्रसादस्वभावके जलादौ
सूर्यकादि प्रतिबिम्बोदयः स्यात्.
सूर्यकादि प्रतिबिम्बोदयः स्यात्.
Okay, परिच्छिन्नस्य मूर्तस्य. For something which is parichinna, for something which is delimited, and also murtasya, for something which is having a form, something which is delimited and something which is having a form. Anyasya, anyatra. So for something into something. Anyasya, anyatra. For something into something. Prasada swabhavake jaladau. In say media like jalam, jala adau. In things like reflecting mediums or something like jala adau. Prasada swabhavake. That too should be prasada. Prasada means still, tranquil. Prasada, prakashena sidati. Siddha, sada, sada dhatu. So what is the meaning of sada dhatu? Sitting, isn't it? Prasada. Sitting or being quiet, tranquil. This word prasada we also see in some other context. Prasada means tranquility of mind we see. So in prasada swabhavake jalada means where the water is still, water is tranquil, only in such places. Suryakadi pratibimbodayaha syat. So this sort of pratibimba is possible in such places. Natu atmanaha. Time is over? Okay, then we will continue in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti